and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I am Eric Miskell with EMS Now. This is my first interview for 2024, and I think it's going to be a good one. It's my pleasure to introduce Sergey Zorin. Sergey is the director and founder of DANNIECC. As you will hear, a very interesting story. It is an EMS company with facilities in Turkey, Lithuania, and China. So, Sergey, been looking forward to speaking with you for quite some time. I'm glad to be able to begin the year with you. So welcome to EMS Now Up Close.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, why don't you begin by introducing yourself and your background in the industry before we get into your company?
Okay, sure. I'm an entrepreneur for all my life, except this short period of time where I was working for Jabil. Jabil is international EMS. Hope everybody know about Jabil. And before Jabil, I was having my own factory in Russia. After Jabil, I was establishing another company in Russia, also EMS. And in 2019, I established a company in China, in Shenzhen, legal entity in Hong Kong, and it was a birthday of the DANNIECC company. Okay. We were started like a service company, mostly design house and supply chain management company back in 2019, and and it was totally separate from Russian company. It was mostly for US and European customers, because Russian EMS is quite unique. It's a local to local business, always local to local. Yeah. And the idea was to start some global business initially in Shenzhen, and then we opened in 2021. We opened an office in Lithuania, in Vilnius, and also in 2021 we opened a company in Turkey.
Okay. Yeah. Let's talk about that. The history of your company I find fascinating, because it's one of real kind of resilience, entrepreneurship, and determination, right? So tell us the history of your company and how it transpired, and and then we can talk about the capabilities of it as well.
Oh, we just saw the opportunity. We have some customers who came to us and asked us to design some stuff, some products. And it was not a small customer, so we just started. I mean, I have a great connection with Chinese partners for many years. I have a good team of engineers, design engineers, hardware engineers, software engineers. So we designed a couple of products and they became successful. So after that, we just ramp up.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Yeah. And we were trying to be a public company. We were never looking for our own production, because we think there's enough EMS capacity in the world and there's no use to open our own production. But later we understood that customers, they want to see the real machines, they to trust you. They want to see you have a real production. They don't want to work with the middleman. They want to work with production. Even then, we don't think there's too much value in production, but we decided to open our own production. So the last year we opened our first production facility in Turkey, and it's going to be much more this year.
And that's part of what I wanted to get into, because you started on that design side, being very strong in the design, and that's happened with many EMS around the world, how a lot of them get into that, right? They start on the design side, and then customers say, well, here, can you build it for us as well, because you're so good at that. So so tell me your different footprint. Then you have the China, the Lithuania, and the Turkey. Where is the production piece of it currently?
So mostly in China. Mostly in China. Before the 2023, it was 100% China. We had a couple of great EMS partners there, and we produced everything in China. But 2023, we opened our own production in Turkey, in Antalya. There's already one SMT line there, and 3 more are coming. Mm-hmm. This year, we're going to open Vilnius in China, our own production in China.
Yeah, I saw the announcement from Productronica that you did with, I believe it was Fuji, for the for new lines.
Yeah. Our first line was ISMPT, and now.
Okay. Does for Lithuania, does that also have any SMT lines yet?
Not yet, not yet. We have small box build production there.
Okay.
We started with few customers, with small local customers. And currently, we're trying to expand it.
Okay.
It will be 2,000 square meters production till hopefully in September we could open.
Okay. And what's the full scope of the services that you provide? Because you're doing the SMT, you do the pin through hole, you do all the way testing and inspection and everything, right? Can you maybe review that?
Starting from SMT through hole testing, box build, packaging, everything.
Okay. And that includes all of the, obviously, all the material management and everything as well. So,
of course, you know, main profit, main value, main margins are in supply chain. It's
oh
obvious.
yeah,
It's
absolutely. That hasn't changed in the industry, has it? That's always been that way. And on the design side, so do you find most of your customers join you from as design customers first, and then they move into the production, or do you get some now that might just come in because you have the SMT capability?
Of course, the customers who start with design, they're most, how to say, loyal customers to us because we can give them full support and we're responsible for the end product quality. And when you're just EMS, you're just responsible for the workmanship quality. So the customers are not so loyal. But we have both. We have some customers for EMS, we have some customers from design material, we have some customers for supply chain. We have all kinds of customers currently.
Okay. And what about, tell me about your customer base. What are there particular industry sectors that you are focused on? And are these, where most of the OEMs located? Are they Western? Are they Chinese? Are they from somewhere else?
Our main market is US, and that's, I would say, industrial electronics sector. And now opening in Turkey, of course, we have many new customers from Turkey. And most of them are also industrial. We have some consumer goods customers as well. But I would say because we are working in medium quality, medium mix sector, something in between. So it's not the consumer electronics, definitely. We have only a few consumer customers.
And I'm assuming then when you say it's in the middle, so no real regulated industries, medical or anything either?
No, we're trying to get our IDF certificate for automotive.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll get it soon next year, this year, 2024. Yeah, but we never touch defense, military. That's our principle for many years because, you know, being international with the roots from Russia is risky. So we try not to touch it.
That makes sense. So yeah, I'm fascinated by the move into Turkey, right? I know that I've had some contacts there before, so I wanted to kind of explore that. I mean, so you were effectively, I don't know, would you call yourself a startup in Turkey? You had been somewhere else, but you really kind of had to come in and find facilities, get people, and build it from the ground up, right? So tell us about that and why the decision to move to Turkey.
No, when the war starts in 2024-22, we always facing the problem. We stay in Russia and do local business, or we need to move out of Russia and we can keep going with the international business. So we decided to move, and Antalya is a very nice place to live. Antalya, Turkey. I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the world to live. Okay. And that's why we moved personally to Antalya first, and we understood that it could be a nice. We were thinking about Istanbul actually in the beginning, but then we found a huge industry, electronics industry in Antalya as well. We were surprised ourselves, but we thought, why not? We should try. And we think it was the right decision to open in Antalya because Antalya is one of the biggest cities in Turkey. It has a huge airport, number 2 airport in Turkey, with, and a lot of specialists, and the labor cost is low compared to Europe, much lower.
How was that starting up and starting a business in Turkey? And was that challenging? Was that fairly simple for you? How long did that take?
Of course, it's a different culture, different
Mhm.
country, it's a different business culture. And when you start in a new country, you have zero networking in the beginning, and it's really time consuming to have a proper networking in the beginning. So I think we spent 2022 only to establish some connection and to understand how the business working in Russia, in Turkey, and because it's very different from what we had in Russia before, and to find the right people, to find the key managers. Yeah, and 2023 was the real start of the business, I would say.
Okay, good.
And business culture, of course, is different, but I would say it's not that much different from Lithuania or China. I would say China is most challenging, Turkey is less challenging country.
Say, yeah. And as far as finding qualified employees, how was that to find workers?
Yeah, as I told, there are some companies, medium-sized, large-sized companies in Antalya already doing electronics.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have SMT lines, so we're quite successful. Some of our managers came from Ankara, yeah, but mostly from Antalya, local.
Mm-hmm.
And we
And
almost everyone is local Turkish. We don't have too much foreigners working for us, but we have.
okay. And is that on both the design and the design side primarily then?
Yeah, we have both design, currently around 15 engineers working for design in Turkey,
Okay.
40 people for production.
Okay. And those Fuji lines we talked about, those will be coming to that facility.
Yeah, we bought an additional facility in Antalya Free Zone. There is a free zone which is easier for export, but we have both local customer, local Turkish customer, and international customers. So we will have two facilities in Antalya soon. So one line coming to free zone, to Antalya Free Zone, and one to existing facility. And actually, we are planning to have 6 lines in Antalya.
Okay, so that's becoming quite the base there. And how is the EMS industry in Turkey? How is the competitive situation for you?
I think it's very good for us. It's not too much competition in the Turkish market because the industry demand is growing very, very fast, especially military and defense. And we are not touching military and defense, but our competitors switching to that industry, and we have a lot of empty. I mean, we have a lot of demand on the market, so we feel it's the right time and right place for us to open, and we are developing much faster than we expected.
And the supply chain from the component supply chain is well established there with most of the larger distributors, I'd assume.
Yeah, there are 2 national champions in Turkey: Arçelik, Beko, and Vestel. They're huge manufacturers, so the whole supply chain is in place. So that's very good for the country, for the electronics in the country. A lot of specialists, a lot of engineers.
Right. Yeah.
We have good supply chain.
Okay. Are there any unique challenges? I know that Turkey is part of NATO, but not part of the EU, as an example. Is that a factor for you that it's not part of EU, or?
Yeah, of course. We have a lot of issues with custom clearance. We have issues with the currency. Turkish currency is one of the worst currency in the world. So from one side, it's difficult to work with it because we always need to think about exchange rate and to mitigate our currency exchange risks. But from the other side, it's additional benefit for us because inflation is too high, and then our cost is going down. And,
Yeah.
It's good when we sell to Europe. It's beneficial for us.
Yeah. Now, I do note in one of the notes, I noticed not to delve too heavily into your financial situation, but you're a pretty well capitalized enterprise.
Yeah, because when we exit Russia, we got some cash. We sold our business in Russia, so we were ready to invest. And now current business, even not including this money, we're profitable. We made 20 million revenue last year, and, with a good margin rate. So we are very conservative in our financials. We don't have any too much loan for investors.
So when you look at your current footprint, and I realize that, you know, with the three different ones, do you see them? It sounds like a lot of the growth will be Turkey for now, at least on the SMT side. But do you see the growth being shared across the footprint moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. I think we try to build more or less similar site in Lithuania, so it will be we plan 4 SMT lines for the beginning, and China it will be at least 6 SMT lines, and we already have orders for that. I mean, customers who will just move from outsourced company to our own production next year. So it will be 3 more or less equally sized EMS, and then we will see. Because of course we are looking for India. We think India is another great opportunity for us. So if we have a chance, we will open in India. So our next step is India.
You know, and I think you're right on that. India is a very up and coming, we've talked about it for a couple decades that it's coming, and it seems to be here and developing now finally, which is good because it's a great market. And is most of your business then local for local then within these facilities, or is some of it export into, like you said, the US or to Western Europe?
So number one market for us is still US, but Turkey is growing and Europe is growing. So we are not thinking like a local to local business anymore. So we're working, even we are selling to Turkey, it's a company who's selling worldwide. So we're thinking that we're acting like one company or like a single company, and then we just select where better how to share our resources, where production is more beneficial for our customers. Sometimes our customers ask us, we need production in China, we don't want it.
Right. And so tell me, with a lot of, you know, one of the issues with the EMS industry is there's so many EMS companies, right? Competition is pretty heavy. How do you stand apart? How do you differentiate? What is it that DANNIECC is especially good at?
We have one secret. We are still developing our product, so hopefully we can announce it this year. But currently, in general, we're just trying to be just one step ahead of customer service, quality, price, and being a small company, we can very easy to make decisions. We can be flexible for our customers, and I don't know, you know, we're trying to amend our product and then we see the customer's reaction for that. And as long as it's positive, I think we are moving in the right direction. I don't know how. We're just doing our job.
Okay. Just showing up every day and doing the work, right? So
yeah, nothing special.
Yeah. So what is it? What's your forecast for 2024 look like? How do you see? You've mentioned a few elements there. You see, you had a good 2023. You're growing. You're profitable. You're buying lines, growing your footprint. How does 2024 look for you?
No, 2023 was just a start for us as a manufacturing company.
Yeah.
We just launched. 2024, we want to have a good start with Lithuania in China. Hopefully, we can build a strong team and show good quality for our customers. And for Turkey, we're expecting very good growth. I mean, what we have orders now, I think we can move to 30 million total, and that's will be 50% growth. So hopefully, we can manage it.
Very good. And Sergey, if people are interested in learning more about you, getting a hold of you, what is the best way for them to do this?
Our website, DANNIE.CC. It's why we choose this name, not to make it very simple for our customers and potential customers to find out about us, and our LinkedIn page. And
that's right. And he is, I would just say to the audience, Sergey is on LinkedIn. You can find his profile there, as does DANNIECC has its page, and you can find that through Sergey's profile as well. Sergey, I love telling the stories of EMS in the industry, and yours is a unique story. So I was glad to be able to get this time to speak to you. I wish you nothing but success in 2024. and I hope we can speak again and get some updates over the course of the year.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. I'm also watching your show. Very interesting, and I hope we can show something interesting inside your show.
I look forward to it, sir. So I wish you continued success.
Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.